So alleged that on September 30th at about 10 o'clock and, oh wait, that's the wrong case. It's not you.
Are you ready to start?
Yeah, I am. Sorry. Thank you. Didn't have the record turned on. All right, this is People versus Logan Herrick. File number is 2117 SD. Is that you, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, you got charged with operating while intoxicated. We get lots of those, as I mentioned. It happened at 12:54 a.m. allegedly on October 10th, Harder Road and Williams Road in Constantine Township. Doesn't have a blood alcohol level on it and doesn't have any facts on it. Also, you're charged with refusing a preliminary breath test, which could affect your license. Because I don't know anything about it, and just because it's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500, carries 6 points, and it requires that your license be suspended. My recommendation here would be that you plead not guilty and I get a lawyer to help you with this. Is that acceptable to you?
Yep.
You can hire a lawyer of your own choosing, but I want to make sure you have one. Mr. Herrick, where are you from originally?
White Pigeon, Michigan.
When I was a kid, I knew a guy named Herbert Herrick, but I don't know what ever happened to him. 11, 13. What do you do, sir? What's your occupation?
I work for R&M Concrete. I'm a concrete finisher.
All right, so
Indiana.
you need your driver's license.
Yes.
All right, well, right now you're still valid, I believe. They didn't charge you with driving suspended. I'll show you plead not guilty.
Yes, sir.
Appoint an attorney. I'm gonna cram the day full. We'll set it for December 5th at 8:30. Now, they're gonna take you out. He also needs to get printed.
Yeah.
Why they don't print people that get arrested for drunk driving is still a mystery to me, but they aren't doing it. So we got our own live scan machine here and we're doing prints here at the courthouse. But this is an offense that you need to be fingerprinted on. We have a history of people getting court-appointed attorneys and then they don't call them up. They just show up on the day of the pretrial, and we got 50 people here all trying to talk to their lawyer on the same day. So they're going to give you some paper with your lawyer's name and number on it. I want you to call your lawyer, make an appointment to discuss it with him prior to December 5th. Some of the attorneys are easier to get a hold of than others. There are several that don't have a secretary. So be diligent about it, but you need to talk to them before December 5th. I don't know what your blood alcohol level is. I don't know any of the facts. All I have is the ticket. So they'll get the information, get the police report, see what the deal is, and be in a position to discuss this further with the prosecutor. So you go with a court officer and call your lawyer, and I will see you on the morning of December 5th.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Now, wait a minute, just let me check. I don't think you owe me any money. There are lots of people today that do, but you're not one of them. You're good to go, sir. Jelaine Hill? Yeah, just the bailiff will take that from you in a minute. Good morning. Is it Jelaine or Jelaine?
Jelaine.
Good morning.
Morning.
Miss Hill, you're kind of in the same boat as the last guy. That's why I took these two first. You also got a ticket for operating while intoxicated. Your ticket also doesn't have any much information on it. You got a ticket or a citation on October 12th at 9:41 at night in front of Myers, Broadway and 131. We get a lot of tickets and accidents at that intersection. You're charged with the exact same thing he was, operating while intoxicated and refusing a preliminary breath test. I tell everybody, take the test.
Had I known, I would have, because
Well,
I
you
wasn't drunk.
You get your license suspended. I don't know if they had to get a search warrant or what they did, but if you refuse the test, they suspend your license, whether they reduce it to impaired driving or not. So I don't know any of the facts here. Sometimes they have the blood alcohol on the ticket. Let me see if I can see. There's nothing in here.
Yeah, I called several times to get that because they did the blood alcohol one.
All right, so yeah, they must have
I
taken
would have
some.
done the other, I just didn't realize.
All right, well, we'll
Talk to your
sort
attorney.
that out.
'Cause you-
Now, I've never heard of this address, Nottawassippi Island, Sturgis. Is that in Lake
Lake
Champlain? All right. All right, I'm gonna make the same recommendation that you plead not guilty and I get an attorney to help you with this. Is that acceptable to you?
Yeah,
All right. We're gonna be busy again on Friday, December 5th. This last day, I think I took 9 or 10 drunk driving pleas on Friday, November 7th. But all right, same thing. I'm gonna send you out with a court officer. I want you to call that attorney and make an appointment to discuss it with him prior to December 5th. Now, what they'll do, they'll get the police report, or they should. If there's body cam video, 911 calls, that sort of thing, it may take a bit to accumulate all that, but they'll get the police report and be in a position to discuss it with you, to see whether the case could be resolved with a plea perhaps, or set for a trial. So you go to the court officer, once again, I'll see you on December 5th
Yeah.
at 8:30. Where you at? All right, Howard's talking with his person. So let's see who's next. Jonathan Heismann. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
You're looking sharp. Thank you for showing respect for the process.
Of course.
All right, are you Jonathan Heismann?
Yes.
You're from here in Centerville?
Yep.
You got charged with having no insurance. And there's 11 of you today that got charged with that. There's some are pretrials. No insurance is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of not less than $200. And a maximum fine of $500. So if we put in the state cost, the minimum fine would be $325. It doesn't carry any points, but it requires that you get fingerprinted. It also kills your insurance rates. It also exposes you to significant lawsuit if you ever do get in an accident. So we have a lot of these. And so what we do with these is generally see whether people have their insurance now. And then Mr. Stickley and the prosecutor may discuss these. Mr. Heisman, you look like the kind of guy that's come in here and you're going to tell me you currently have insurance on your vehicle.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who's your current carrier?
I believe it's State Farm.
You have it on your phone?
I have it right here on me.
All right, very good, very good. There's a lesser charge known as no proof of insurance. That's not a crime, it's a civil infraction. It's punishable by a fine only, and the normal fine is $150. So usually when Mr. Stickley goes down and shows the prosecutor that you have insurance, they're willing to reduce the charge to no proof of insurance. And that will save you a lot of money. So what I'm gonna ask you to do is have a seat. Mr. Stickley's gonna go discuss several of these cases with the prosecutor. I sent an email to everybody to give a heads up on how many of these we have today. But I appreciate your being here on time, bringing your insurance. So you have a seat and we'll come back to this in a minute.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Clipfellow, you got charged with no insurance like the last person, operating without a valid operator's license, and having an unregistered vehicle. You still haven't paid your no operators ticket from 2020 where you owe $225.
I believe that's been paid.
As of when?
I don't know. My little sister came in here and paid it for me. She has a receipt on her phone.
All right, so maybe it got paid recently. That's helpful. And it doesn't look like you drove here today.
I wrote it.
All right, no insurance is the offense I just talked about. No operator's license is punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. Carries 2 points, and having an unregistered vehicle is a misdemeanor. So do you have insurance and the vehicle registered now?
I don't even have the vehicle. I wasn't, and it was just a vehicle I was driving for a person that was getting rid of it. And I'm working on getting my license. I got to take a driver's training road test before they can give me my license back.
All right, have you got that set up?
Yeah.
All right, has. Jenny, can you tell me whether Mr. Clipfell has paid his fine? All right, so you have a road test set up?
Yep, over in White Pigeon for driver's training. Because I haven't had a license so long, they said.
Yeah, this won't help. If you get convicted of this, it will make it, it'll undo it. You don't get your license. So I think the correct thing to do with you is set a pretrial after the first of the year and see how you're doing. Will you take this by January 8th?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna set a pretrial for January 8th at 8:30. Bring proof of license. Pay all outstanding fines. I can make that fine go away with a couple of days of jail. Nor in the old days, when Judge McManus was here, and even in my early career, it was pay or stay. It was $225 or 4 days in jail. And miraculously, people would come up with the money to pay the fine.
Is that case 2635?
Yes.
I'll check with Jenny. She's.
Anyway, we don't do that way anymore. But I'd like you to pay it. You shouldn't have been driving. But maybe you can redeem this. If you come in here and show the prosecutor that you have a license, they'll probably give you some consideration. And I want to know about what happened to the vehicle.
It was being sold as I was just delivering it. It's gone.
All right, I don't know who owned it or what. We get so many of these because they can now run your license plate number and it'll show whether the car is insured. Didn't used to work like that. So we get I don't know, we'll probably have 500 no insurance cases before the year's up. And they're expensive. And then you get no operator's license. And like you said, you haven't had a license for years. You get on the driving suspended merry-go-round and you can't get off of it. So let's take a look and see what your circumstance is. What do you do, sir? Where do you work?
I do tree work.
For who?
Sometimes myself, but mostly Mark Foley,
Boy, Mark Poley's a busy guy. He's been doing this for
years.
years and years. It's hard, dangerous work. Chevy Silverado. You're not suspended, you're just not valid.
That's because they want me to go take the test.
Well,
drive test.
I'm all in favor of it. You got a bunch of these in your background, but if they're gonna give you a license, I'm all for it. So let's take another shot at this. In January. A judge on the east side of the state, Judge Middleton, he has an elaborate program where he tries to help people get their license. And he works with the prosecutors and they defer cases and do other things, which is kind of what we're doing here. We do it over 100 times a year.
If it was paid, it's not showing up yet.
I don't think it was paid. But you think your sister came in and paid it?
She has a receipt from it on her phone.
All right, before you go, I want you to check out at the counter and we'll find out. But it's from 5 years ago and you need to take care of it and you won't be able to get your license back anyway. Thursday, January 8th at 8:30. Courtroom scene 7, pretrial conference, bring proof of license. The Illers permit.
I think the one I did had 5 years ago. I think I did jail time on that one.
Well, it doesn't look, it looks like $225 is still unpaid. So it is. So I want you to go out to here. Let me. You just give them that and then well, I guess we'll take the whole thing out here. Set pretrial January 8th. I'll still be here. As I keel over. So don't drive anymore. Don't make this worse. So if your boss says, hey, I need you to go over to Borough, do it, you don't do it. Don't drive till you get your license. Otherwise, you'll never get off the merry-go-round. All right, you're good to go. All right, Mr. Scott Hummer. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Are you Scott Wayne Hummer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hummer, you're charged with common offense of the day, driving without insurance and improper plate. Do you have insurance now?
On that vehicle, no, because we don't drive it. We just bought that vehicle for our daughter.
So is it registered either?
No. Currently just sits.
I'd recommend just having dealt with this down the hall that we set up a free trial.
Yeah, the prosecutor's not gonna give you any consideration if you say, well, I just parked it. I haven't insured it, I haven't property plated it, but I was driving it around. Now, you drove here today, but you didn't drive that car.
No, I have two other vehicles.
But they're not gonna give you any consideration if you just say, well, I haven't insured it or plated it. If you sell it or insure it and plate it, maybe the prosecutor will give you some consideration. So let me repeat, no insurance is expensive. It's punishable by up to $500 in a fine, not less than $200, up to a year in jail. You're gonna get fingerprinted this morning. Because it requires that you be fingerprinted, because it's punishable by more than 90 days in jail, 93 days in jail. And the registration is $100 or 90 days or 90 days. And it kills your insurance rates. So you're gonna either need to get rid of the car and then show the prosecutor you no longer have it, or insure it and plate it, or just get convicted of these. So that's not a good option. What do you think you want to do?
I don't know.
All right, well, let's set this out ways. Let's set it for the same date. For January 8, 2026. I don't see they owe me any money. So that's good. You're not gonna go to jail for this. It's not the kind of thing that people go to jail for, but it's expensive. It wreaks havoc on your insurance rates. And we got thousands of people driving around with no insurance because they can't afford it. And then when they get in an automobile accident, they're not covered by the no fault statute. And they get sued by the other guy's insurance company for $24,000. They get several of those each month. If you get in an accident and you're not insured, you're not covered by the no fault statute, and you're personally liable for the other person's damage. And so I get dozens of those. So it's dangerous to be driving around with no insurance.
I have insurance
Yeah,
on the vehicle I drive.
and that's good. So continue to do that. My position, I don't make the charge, the prosecutor does. And I don't think the prosecutor is going to give you any consideration if you just say, well, I just parked it. So that's why I'm setting this out for January, for you to decide what you want to do with it. Are you missing work right now?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't have any cure for that. We're going to try this again in January. That is a Thursday. January 8, 2026 at 8:30.